Matt Rogers here, getting ready to review some videos. I'm pretty excited about it too. But here we go. Let's take a look here at Arizona Small Business Insider TV, episode 6. And here we go.
All right, hey guys, Small Business Insider is back here, episode number 6 with the Delaney Furniture Auction.
Wow, nice little open here. Let me know if nothing's working. Let me know.
Weekly. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Should be able to hear it.
Hit that bell. You'll be notified the next time I post a video. Let's go on inside. But hey guys, I'm here with Charles Delaney of Delaney Furniture Auction. We're at 35th Avenue in Osborne. And Charles, how long have you been in Arizona?
We've been in Arizona now since 1991. We moved out here. We originally, auction started way back when. We started in the early 80s selling used furniture, and then from there we never looked back. You know, now we have no used. We don't take consignment.
Nice B-roll.
Big companies. Everything we get comes in by a semi-load. It's all closeouts, discontinued, floor models, showroom samples, overstock, that kind of stuff.
It's all brand new stuff. I think you're brand new. This is a Costco line, right?
So yeah, so not only do we
I'm gonna pick it back up, but I really like what you're doing here. I will say that, and maybe it's just my headphones, but it sounds like your music mix might be a little high for the interview that you're doing here. It might be drowning it out just a little bit, but I really like how you're integrating some B-roll and some music into this. Otherwise, and trust me, I've been doing interviews all my life, and 2 talking heads standing there for 5 minutes, nobody's sticking around for that. So I like what you're doing here to jazz it up. Just make sure and watch those audio levels, okay?
We get stuff from Costco or Walmart. We also deal with their vendors. This is an Avison. So Avison sells to Costco. We liquidate for Avison. This set at Costco's going to be $3,000, $3,500. It's real leather, all top grain leather.
Ooh, that's a nice couch.
Super nice stuff. Our price tonight's going to be $700 to $1,000 bucks, and we don't make the price, so people make the price.
Give me $100, $50, $50, $25.
Okay, little transition there.
$10, $10, $10, $20, $20, $20, $20, $25, $25, $30, $30, $35, $35, $40, $35, $45, sold $40, number 666 the buyer.
We have a lot of people that.
Okay, I like the auction thing there. I would say, do you have a tripod? Because if you do, I'd use it in a situation like that. Now, if you were going to be walking around through the crowd, Arizona, then you'd want to go handheld. But if you're just going to be staying in one spot, really not doing much, if you can, lock that camera down with a tripod. Okay, I want to see. It looks like you kind of go back and forth between the interview and the auction and some different things. I want to see how you wrap this up here, okay? Because I want to make sure we don't go too long. Let's see what we got.
10 cents on the dollar. Some of it we'll get up to 50% on the dollar, but I would say 90% of everything I sell in here, you're going to buy it cheaper than the furniture store pays for it. 90% of what I sell is going to be cheaper than what a furniture store pays for it.
Wow. Well, your production value is really solid. Obviously, you know what you're doing there. I would say at the end, I wanted to hear from you a little bit more, one more time, just to kind of wrap it all up, put a bow tie on it, if that makes sense. Also, with the interview, whoever was running your camera, tell them don't be afraid to walk in and get a tighter shot of just the interview subject. It doesn't have to be a 2-shot of the 2 of you all the time. Do you know what I mean? Kind of vary that up. If they're going to hand hold it, then do something with it. Otherwise, again, why not put it on a tripod? Do you see what I mean? It just looks more professional on a tripod if it's going to be a static shot. If you're going to move and groove with it, then yeah, you got to handhold it. But that's one thing I would do. Obviously, what you're doing is business ads, basically, which is really cool. I think that's where things are going, quite frankly. So your channel, your entire concept is solid. Your intro and everything is good. Don't be afraid to have a little fun. Make it as enjoyable to the viewer as possible. Even though you're trying to basically do an ad, you can still let the personality out. I'm sure you have a great personality, and maybe some was in there and I didn't see it. But those are my tips to you, Arizona. Watch that mic level, and also I'm not sure what kind of mic you're using. It sounded to me like it was basically, you might be using a phone for that matter, which is fine. But if you're going to use something like that, or a microphone that's only on the camera and you're that far away and there's ambient sound around, you're going to get a lot of hollow audio like what you had. So if you can invest in a little lapel mic, or some kind of a handheld microphone, I think a handheld microphone would be better for what you're doing because you're talking too. So you can kind of do one of these numbers with it. But just relying on that mic on whatever your camera source is, I think is hurting your audio quality a little bit. So those are my tips to you. Great channel, you guys, and he's on the right track. Okay, so fantastic. Good job. Seriously. 3 minutes. We'll watch this whole thing.
So g'day, how you going? Welcome back.
Love the
Down
accent.
The map there, which you can see there's two yubbies that are trying to brawl.
Those big old crawdads?
Another yubby there.
Yabbies is what they call them there?
Now, all up in here, there is 4 yubbies that I have donated to a lovely fan. So, yeah, she's over the moon. There's the other yub. And 2. There's 3.
When I was a kid, I lived in Missouri, and we used to catch those out of a creek.
There's 4. Oh, beautiful
Good eating.
sizes.
By the way.
And they were caught on the 22nd of February. But what this is aquaponics.
Oh, cool.
So in here there's just some strawberries.
Oh, that's really cool.
I'll end up doing one of these really soon. Oh, this lovely strawberry. Beautiful.
Those are so good. We grow some of those in our yard too. They're so tasty. You know, before we go any further, one of the things I wanted to say that I really liked, and it's something that I talk about in one of my videos, storytelling, is, and that's that we saw the crawdads or the yabbies there in the tank at the beginning, and we had no idea where we were at as far as, like, we could have been in an aquarium, we could have been inside a house, and then Nathan, like, pulls out and shows us this little thing on the top there where he's at growing strawberries. So he had a surprise for us there, and I don't know if he did that intentionally or not, but I love that, and I highly recommend, if you can build a surprise into your videos, it's always good. So nicely done there. He's eating the strawberry. It is a small one, but they're tasty, Jelly Duck, I tell you.
Super juicy.
Yeah, juicy indeed.
But yeah. They all there.
Now, Nathan,
down there, down the back.
Do you ever show yourself on camera? Let me know in the chat, because I want to make a comment about something, and I need to know, like, if that's something you just don't do, or...
But yeah. Alrighty, well, I hope you like this little short video of aquaponics. I will go into detail once I've got mine up and running, and I'll be able to tell you exactly how it all works and what's best for them all. Alrighty. Alright, thank you very much for watching.
You do show yourself, okay.
Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to also tick the bell and subscribe. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Much love. And we will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.
Well, Nathan, you have a very nice presence about you when you're talking. You're just somebody that's very easy to listen to and connect with. I would like to see you. You know, one of the ways I think you can jazz up your videos would be to have a quick little pop at the beginning of maybe a shot of the yabbies and like a funny line or two that you could say. I don't know if you have an open, some type of quick 10-second or less open that like establishes your channel, but you could do a quick little fun bit right off the top, then the open, and then I'd like to see you, and I'd like for you to explain to me a little bit about what we're about to experience, the journey that we're about to go on. Again, it goes back to storytelling, and every video you should treat as a story to some extent. So if you can go on there and if you can say, you know, hey, today we're going to be talking about yabbies and how you can incorporate them into this, was it plantonics or something to that effect? Sorry, I can't remember the exact verbiage, but kind of establish that and then kind of get into your main part of the video where you're showing us the critters and the strawberries and all of that, and then maybe wrap it up. And you don't have to be on camera for that stuff. That was fine. But then maybe wrap it up with a little on camera shot again, just saying all the stuff you said there at the end. I think that'll give your videos a little bit more of a fuller feel, if you know what I mean, instead of just kind of a random, hey, here's some yabbies and strawberries. Hope you enjoy it. It kind of tells us a little bit more about the journey that we're about to go on and hooks us at the beginning a little bit. So keep up the good work with the way that you narrate this stuff, though, because, again, I really do think you're pleasant to watch and listen to in the videos themselves. You know, I think the next step for you, Nathan, is to just take it up a notch a little bit on the production value end of things, you know. So you could even, you know, if you have a tripod or something, you could even shoot B-roll of this stuff so that it looks a little steadier, okay, and narrate through the B-roll. So instead of just kind of talking live and panning around and it's a little shaky and sometimes hard to see, you get some nice clean B-roll, like enough of it to cover what you want to say, and then you edit that together, and it might look a little more finished and clean. So those are my tips to you, but keep up the personality, because I think that's what's going to ultimately drive your channel, is the fact that people enjoy listening to you and watching you. So good job. Hope that helps. Yeah, we used to, you know what we used to do with the crawdads is we would take a string with a hook and we'd stick like a chunk of liver on it, and we'd drop it down into the creek, you know, where there were some crawdads, and they'd come walking along and they'd clamp onto it, and then we'd slowly lift them out. Now, when you broke the water, that's when they would tend to let go. But if they were really into that piece of liver or whatever you had on there, they'd hang on, and then you could drag them up to the shore and, you know, save them and eat them. If you guys haven't connected with Vault Girl, then what are you waiting for? She's a lot of fun and does gaming and cooking videos. And you can see she plays some pretty intense games as well. I was actually surprised to see you playing. Weren't you playing some Fortnite the other day, Vault Girl? Usually your games are a lot more intense than, as you can see by these. My son and I, yeah, there it is, Fortnite. I was watching that. My son and I just started playing the new Star Wars game. What's it called? Holy cow. We just started it last night. It's awesome. Jedi, I think it's called. Okay, sorry. Here we go. Let's look for a cooking video here. These are all gaming. Here we go. Southern Classic Homemade Pimento Cheese Spread. Here we go. Let's watch this. Vault Girl. Look at that. We got an ad for Vault Girl, too. She's big time, you guys.
As you plan your new kitchen,
Okay.
to get
I
hands
think you get credit for that. Here we go. You guys didn't see that coming, did you?
Hello and welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be doing a classic Southern staple pimento cheese spread. This is something that I grew up on when I was a kid. Never really had it homemade until I started doing it several years ago. It was my mom would always buy like the little packages of it and we'd have it as pimento cheese sandwiches. But today I'm going to show you a homemade version of it.
What's up, Mafia?
That has a little bit of a kick to it, but I think it really adds something to the pimento, the classic version of
Love the
pimento
Stranger
cheese
Things
spread.
t-shirt, too,
Alright
by
guys,
the
the
way.
ingredients that we're going to need today are 1 16-ounce brick of sharp cheddar cheese, as well as 1 8-ounce brick of pepper jack cheese that I've gone ahead and shredded. And you are going to want to go from the brick instead of getting the pre-shredded. The potato starch on it, on the pre-shredded, prevents it from melding together the way a proper pimento cheese spread should be. So definitely go with cheese that you grate yourself. We're also going to need 1 16-ounce jar of a Duke's mayo. I do believe this is the traditional Southern mayo of choice in pimento cheese spreads. If you can't find it, use your favorite. I think Hellman's comes the closest. I have made it with Hellman's when I can't find the Dukes. But if you can get your hands on the Dukes, I would definitely go with this.
The Dukes. I don't
You're
think
also
we
gonna
have that
need
here in the
2
Pacific
4-ounce
Northwest, Vault
jars
Girl.
of diced pimentos with their juices. We're also going to need a 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, as well as some black pepper. And that is it, guys. So now all we need to do is start dumping our ingredients into the bowl and getting this all mixed up.
Now, Vault Girl has a very
With all the shortages
easy to
going
listen
on
to
in the
voice.
world
That's
right
one of the
now,
reasons I like
thought
watching
this
her
would be the
her
perfect
gaming.
time to go in and
streams.
start doing a few of my
But we've never
pantry
seen
staple
her.
recipes,
Now, is that by
and this
design,
is
Vault Girl?
definitely one of them.
Are you
I
cutting the
typically
shot
keep
off
the
right here by
ingredients on hand
design?
for this recipe pretty much all the time.
It's okay.
We do eat
Being
this
on
quite a
camera is
bit.
not for everybody.
We
So
enjoy
that's
it
okay.
as
I'm just
a
curious.
sandwich. We enjoy it on crackers, and we also enjoy it on hamburgers. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and dump in all of my mayonnaise, and you want the whole jar. I believe this is about 1.5 cups of mayonnaise if you have to measure it out from a big one.
So this is very descriptive, very,
Right, there we go. And let me go
you know, there's
ahead
not a lot of
and put
wasted
in
time here. See
our
how she
1/4
made
of a
that dissolve
teaspoon
edit
of
to get to
cayenne.
the
And
next
you can
thing?
adjust the cayenne to the amount that you want. And I'm doing a generous 1/4 on this.
Not comfortable?
You can
That's
add
okay.
a little bit more, or leave it out if you don't want that much heat in your pimento cheese spread. And pepper to your taste. I like a lot of pepper, so I'm going to put a generous amount in. Now all we need to do is stir this up.
Wongo loves your videos, Vault Girl.
And while I'm doing this, I would like to remind you guys of the Gamers and Geeks playlist that JP Death and I have going on our channels right now. If you guys would like to be a part of that, it is a community
It's chow
driven playlist,
time.
and all you need to do is go out and make a cooking video, post it to your channel, and once you've done that, let JPIC or I know either in the comment section of our latest cooking videos, or if you're part of our Discord servers, you can let us know over there as well.
So she's going to mix
We
that
are
up for a
getting
while.
very close to 170 recipes on
Wow.
the playlist, and I really think that we are going to hit 200 before the year is out.
That's a lot of
Crackers.
recipes. Wow.
Either way, the longer it sets, the more the flavors are
gonna
going to
skip
meld
ahead here a
together.
little bit,
The more the spices are going to
since
get
we've got
mixed
some
in,
channels
and
waiting.
the better it's going to taste. And this will last several weeks in your refrigerator, as long as you keep it well covered. All right, guys,
Several
that's
weeks?
going to be it
Really?
for me. This is just a very short,
Wow.
kind of mixed together pantry video. Like I said, I will be showing you a recipe to use this with, But for now, remember to check out the Gamers and Geeks playlist as well as my other cooking playlists. I will leave links down in the description to them. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave me a comment down below. If you guys tried this recipe out, let me know how it turns out for you.
Good.
But for now, thank you so very much for joining me today. I've been Vault Girl. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I see you in the next one.
Nice. I love the music. So, okay. Now, look, I am not a cooking video expert. But if I'm looking for a recipe for that particular recipe, maybe I've searched it on YouTube or I've searched it on Google, and I found you, Vault Girl, I feel like, boy, I just learned how to make that. You know what I mean? It wasn't flashy. It wasn't fancy. It was a static camera that never moved. You made some edits. I would ask, some of the edits I noticed were dissolves, and those I'm assuming they were done to advance time, which is good. That's what a dissolve, was intended for, is to advance time. And then at the end, I noticed you just did some hard cuts as you were wrapping things up to make your final points. I think that's fine. Be careful not to clip your audio. There was a couple of really tight audio clips there at the end. It wasn't awful. I mean, certainly I've seen worse on TV. But just, watch that if you can. Make sure you don't upclip yourself there. And look, if being on camera is not your thing, then there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, you guys. Again, it's not for everybody. The thing is, you want to make sure somebody's getting something out of your videos, and we just learned how to make that recipe. If maybe, one thing you might consider doing, and I'm just kind of going on the fly here with this because I don't have a lot to critique on that, Vault Girl, but maybe some text in the video could jazz it up a little bit, just like a list of ingredients, some type of a thing like that. As you introduce a new ingredient, you pop it up on the screen. Just as an idea, and then maybe at the beginning or the end you have a full, and you probably put that into the descriptions, but it might be kind of cool to see it on screen too, to see like the entire recipe. Just a thought. But you're really easy and fun to listen to, and I think that's one of your strong points, is just the way you talk is super comforting, if that makes sense. So good job. That's the only thing I would maybe consider. Just to take it even up another notch. Oh, see, this is, I started watching this yesterday, Sally, and I made it most of the way through. Okay. So we'll watch a little bit of this. It's almost 10 minutes long, so we won't make it through the whole thing. But Sally, tell me what your specific question was on this video, because you tried something a little different. Let us know what it is you wanted me to really take a look at.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to do a project on a Canva artboard today. I just took one out of this pack. They're 12 by 16 inches. I'm going to start with collage elements. So this is the board. I got these on sale because they're a little bit warped. So I'm just going to bend it into submission. Try not to cause a crease. So my thinking is I want to do something black and white. So I just kind of pulled out a bunch of stuff. I don't know what I'll use. I'll definitely not use all of this. But I have little pieces, tags.
Okay, I see, Sally. So typically, just so you guys know, typically Sally kind of shows the whole process on in her videos. This time around, she tried something different by doing it off camera and then skipping and showing the finished product. So let's see what she means here.
Just some patterned scrapbook paper.
Showing off some of the materials.
Black and white stripes. Some more tags that could be cut
So it looks like through this part she's showing the material. Okay, so she's kind of setting the stage for what she's doing.
Put those down as much as I can, and then I'll put her in the middle, and I'll probably maybe paint around her.
So she's showing you what she wants the finished product to
Not real clear,
kind of look like.
I don't mind that. So I'm going to get these down first, and you can see that you can see some of this stencil maybe in some modeling paste, hemp cord or waxed cord.
Oh, whoa, I don't think I saw this part.
I don't know. If I do that, it'll be at the very end, but I thought, well, I'll just put it out here on my bench and we'll see. So I'm going to go get my little piles of paper that I chose and get them laid down. And if I still like them, I'll glue them down and then I'll be back. Okay, I got rid of a lot of stuff. I had way too much stuff on there, so I took all of this. These big letters were way too modern for this. So were these. Even though there's polka dots back there, these just didn't look good. So the only thing out of the extra pile that made it was the white tag, and I just stenciled some butterflies on there. After I get this stuff down, I am going to bring in some of these feathers though, because I think they'll look good. So I'm going to glue all this down, and I'm sure you don't need to watch me do that. So I will get busy doing that, and I'll see you back here after this. Okay, I sat with this for a bit.
Okay, I see what you're doing, Sally.
Looked at it, and the feeling I'm getting is she's kind of lost in all the chaos. So I think I'm going to take some white fluid acrylic paint and go around her to brighten up.
Fireball Fred says his mom would dig this. Well, tell her about it, Fred.
And if I still don't like
Sally does amazing
amazing
collages here, I guess you'd call them, right?
I did add a little pop of color right there with the string on the tag, which I kind of like. Maybe I'm just not liking it because I'm not used to working with no color. But
I like black and white. I think it looks really cool, Sally.
maybe this burgundy color wash, I'm not sure how.
Let me ask you, Sally, so by doing it this way, where you did a lot of the work off camera and then brought it in, how much did that cut? Did that basically cut your videos almost in half as far as length goes? I'm curious to know what the difference in timing was on your video, and do you feel like you were still able to instruct everybody that as much as you needed? Because you don't want to. It cut it in half. Yeah, that's what I thought. You interject your thoughts, which you continue to do. Do you feel like you still provided the instructional aspect of it that you typically do? Because that's the one thing you don't want to lose, obviously. And by cutting it in half, you run the risk of that. I feel like you're still explaining things to the point where, I mean, if people need to know how to glue. Like if they can't glue, they're probably not doing this. But as long as you feel like you are still giving them the value of how to do it and how to do it right. I want to go to the end where we can see the finished product here. Then I think cutting it down is probably preferred, in my opinion. You were able to instruct well as a technique video with painting, etc. Then it wouldn't work if you were doing a video like that. Okay, so there you go. So you have a couple of different styles, which is awesome. I don't think we want to just be confined to one style of video, you guys. I mean, I try to do some different things. I just started doing, I'm calling them raw rants, right? So typically up until now, the rants that I do have been super high produced, edited music, the whole 9 yards. Well, I got to thinking, and I'm still going to do those, but I got to thinking, there's a lot of things I could just spew off for 30 seconds about that'll be so much easier because I'm working myself crazy here between a full-time job and trying to get this YouTube channel really to take off. So I started these raw rants, and I used a little bit of a different music and some different words in my open, but the rants themselves are unedited, just me spewing off about something. I've only done 2 of them, but you know, they're less than a minute long. But it's a different style. And so my point was having some different styles and different ways of doing things, I think is good. You want that. I know you sacrificed the watch time, Sally, but what'll be interesting for you, and this is something that I would get into your analytics once you've done a couple of these and check out, is what is your retention rate on the longer style versus these? Because, you know, that's an important metric. So, that's a really important metric. Sally, well, I have a couple of other channels that I'm trying to get to, and I mentioned off the top that I wanted to try and keep these reviews to like 5 minutes or less. It was not that I was bored. It was Fireball Fred tries to stay completely random. But I want to see how you end it. I want to see, so let's watch the ending here.
That really helps my channel, and I really, really appreciate it.
Wow, that is really
if you haven't
cool.
Subscribed, go ahead and do that, and click the little bell, and you'll be notified when I upload new videos. And in the meantime, go make some art. Bye.
Now, interesting, Sally, and this is something I guess I hadn't really even noticed or thought about. You bring in some music here at the end, showing some different shots of the finished product, which is awesome, by the way. That makes me wonder if maybe music throughout your videos would be a good idea. I like music in videos, especially videos like this. Just something soothing and slow, like what you have here. It takes a little bit of the pressure off of you as a
let me give you some
as a commentator, you know, so that you still obviously have to continue to commentate and talk, but if you're taking a break for a second, you have some music to play. Jelly Duck says it looks like an album cover. Yeah, I would agree. Meet the Boy with the World's Biggest Mouth. Great title, and really I like your thumbnails. I see this a lot with the outlining of the people. I don't do that, but it does look cool. I don't even know how to do that, to be honest with you. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Wongo.
We've done it. Well. We've only got to hit 50 subscribers, boys. The big 50. I can't afford champagne. That'll be a 50,000 subscribers, that will. Anyway, thank you for 50 subscribers. Really
You should
appreciate it. If you're not subscribed already, please do. I'm a bit fried in the head, like, but you like my videos, you will.
Just subscribe to me, right? I haven't got a job. My mum's kicking right off because she's saying I need to get a life because I just want to be a YouTuber and stuff. But if you could make young boys' dreams come true. ASMR.
I was going to say ASMR.
What am I doing?
But you might be asking, Wongo, what are we doing today? I stumbled across this video by the Guinness World Records, and it's about the boy with the biggest mouth in the world, and it is actually class. So I thought we'd just have a look at it, really. See how big his mouth is. I gotta take my coat off because it's absolutely fucking boiling.
You're in for a treat.
Holy smokes, what?
Look at his gob! I can fit my actual head in there. Genuinely think I could fit my entire cranium in there. Imagine me this guy's dentist. Yeah, that tooth is a bit wobbly. Let me just fucking have a look.
My name is Isaac Johnson. I am 14 years old and I hold the Guinness World Records title for the world's largest gape.
The world's largest... the world's largest gape. I don't want to disappoint this young man. I can think of a couple of people. Now, I don't want to go around crosses, I know it all. But I can think of a couple of people who have a bigger gape, to be honest. My ex-girlfriend's one of them.
Oh, no, you didn't. You didn't go there, Wongo.
The fucking...
Oh, wow. Hey. I thought you said this was clean. Okay. I think we get the point. So, okay. I got to stop it, man. I got to stop it. I don't want to get in trouble. I have a family channel here, Wongo, for the most part. Yeah. F-bombs and all. Sally doesn't typically like bedroom productions, but this works. Arizona is excited to follow along, so you're earning yourself some subscribers here. It's okay, Wong. Hey, it's all right, man. Look, it is what it is. I'm not like some, prude that's like anti-cuss word. I just try not to. You know what? It's hard when you have a rant channel, and when you have a rant channel and you don't cuss other than maybe a damn or a hell. It's hard. Trust me, because I do use swear words outside of YouTube, but I can't swear on TV. And I've told my station, because obviously by doing this, there's some potential conflicts of interest that they are concerned about. And I've told them, look, I won't say or do anything on here that I wouldn't do on TV. And if you've ever seen, you probably haven't, but if you've ever seen any of my newscasts, you know that I do rant on TV too. So that's actually what started this channel. Was my coworkers were like, man, you should do a YouTube channel about ranting. You love to rant and you're good at it. And so anyway, that's how Rants with Rogers was born. But here's the thing. And it's frustrating because I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, it's a lot harder to do it that way, but I feel like the channels that do swear are more popular. If I could bring some of that into the mix, I think it would probably, maybe not. Maybe the fact that I don't is appealing to some people. I don't know. I'd love to get your guys' thoughts on that. But Wongo, you've got your own style, man, and it's working. You're reacting to some videos here, and a lot of people are into the reaction videos. And so, sorry, I didn't realize I was on that still. So that's a really popular style, and I know a few channels that do that. Your shot looks good. Your camera looks good. Your audio is good. Your background's fine. I don't really know what you got going on here with the jackets on the closet. I mean, maybe you could jazz that up, but you've got some lighting, which is nice. I don't know. I'd probably ditch those, but I mean, that's really not that big a deal. So I don't really know what, I'm going to just mute it. I don't really know. Jesus, that is unbelievable. Sally, I think, commented that you have beautiful eyes. So there you go. You do have nice eyes, Wongo. Yeah, it's tough to be edgy without swearing. It really is. I need a censored beep. Yeah, I've actually considered that, Jelly Duck. Actually, that might not be a bad way to go. Sally says she could swear in her videos. She usually cuts those parts out. Yeah, you can do it, Sally. Now, advertisers might have an issue with that, and your channel is monetized, and so you have to kind of watch out for that. Some of your advertisers might not like that, and YouTube could penalize you for that, but I'm not sure exactly how all that works. Ball Girl just makes up words instead of outright swearing. Knight says to keep it PG. Yeah, I like to say PG-13, Knight. PG just sounds kind of lame. Can I at least get a PG-13 rating for my channel? Like, that would make me happy. Yeah, Jelly, Wongo does have he has a big time feel to his channel and his delivery. And I think, Wongo, I think you're going to grow really fast. I hope you're utilizing some social media and things like that to get the word out about your channel. But Yeah, he'll soon be the new Mr. Beast. See, people dig you, man. And that's why I'm subscribed to you. When I first came across you, I don't even remember how it was because I think it was a long time ago. But, you know, you've got a unique style and you're very captivating. So, yeah. So when you're monetized, you'll censor it. And I think that's smart. That's smart. You know, one of the guys that I really like, and I mean, he's super popular, has millions of subscribers, but kind of has that same vibe and feel is Tobuscus. And if none of you have watched Tobuscus, he is really good. And he's actually, I think he took a break for a while, but he's been back at it here recently. He's actually even been doing some live streams. Check out Tobuscus, Tobuscus, I think. I mean, he literally has millions of subscribers. Toby Turner. All right, you're going to give me a PG-13. Thank you, High Heel Night Reviews. I appreciate that. I will take that. That's kind of what I'm striving for. I can't go rated R, but, you know, I like to think I have a little bit of edge. He's one of the ones that got you into YouTube when you were a kid. Well, there you go. Yeah, well, you kind of remind me of him a little bit, and I think obviously you take that as a compliment, Wongo. Keep it up, man. I think advice-wise, gosh, you know, I think you're doing everything you need to be doing for the type of video that you do. Sometimes I like it when, and you don't want to overdo it because it can get a little much, but sometimes it's funny when you pop up words and graphics on screen as you're talking. So you've got the clips where you're reviewing them. Also, if there's a way that you could work it into where you're on camera reviewing it from time to time too. Sometimes you bring up the thing you're looking at full. Sometimes you're like in almost like a split screen kind of scenario, and then try to add in some funny, like, you know, pictures or text just to mix it up a little bit. Again, don't overdo it, but you know, you're editing solid. Obviously, your personality is top notch. So,
what's up, guys? This is Hazara Bros. I'm with Mustafa. He's filming right now. I'm just doing the intro. Make sure if you haven't done already, like, subscribe.
Okay, I hate to do this right off the bat, but boy, when it's windy out like that and you're not actually wearing a mic, just plan accordingly. Maybe that wasn't the best place to do that intro, but let's keep watching. We're not going to be able to watch the whole 15 minutes here, guys, but I'll offer what I can.
Share, put the notification bell on to watch all our videos, and we're going to do a sweet video where basically one of us have our eyes closed and we have to guess what the sweets are, and we do dead. So if you lose, if you don't know what the sweet is, yeah, you just say dead to each other. So I'm gonna go on my own. Mustafa is gonna go.
I like that you acknowledged what was happening behind the camera, because otherwise it's like, God, what is going on here? So you made a joke about it. You made a moment about it. And that's really good, because that's something we do on television, actually. If there's a technical issue or something, you know, the wrong video plays or what have you, you kind of have to just be transparent and be like, oops, you know. So that's good.
In the house because it's quite cold. I'm gonna go buy some sweets.
That wind is really killing your audio, man.
Make sure you did everything, and I guess we'll see.
And you even mentioned it there. So.
Went to the shops and we got some penguin, some buttons, some sour balls. I don't even know what this is. Okay, anyway. Kit Kat.
A lot of candy.
really.
Okay, so
Sticks.
I'm gonna skip ahead here. You get a bunch of candy, and now you guys are.
Whoever, if you get it wrong, you do a dare from the other person. They see a dare. Right. So we have. Just gonna show us.
Okay, so now we're inside, and you're gonna test out the candy. See, so why did we even do anything outside? Would be my question, guys. You know what I mean? We didn't really gain anything by being outside. The wind was blowing, messing up your audio. You weren't really showing us anything outside other than a bag of candy, which could have easily been done on the kitchen table or where you're at right now. So, you know, survey the conditions around you, okay, and decide, okay, if I have to be outside, but it's windy, maybe there's a wall or something that you can use as a barrier, as a buffer to shield yourself a little bit. If you don't have to be outside and the weather is not, you know, you don't have a mic, you don't have a, you know, you guys are using, I'm assuming it's a phone or something with, you're just using the audio from that, which is fine, but just know that the conditions are going to dictate stuff like that, okay? So if it's a nice clear day, or not clear, but if it's a nice windless day and you can be out there, great. I love mixing it up. But just keep that in mind. Hey, Pickler, how you doing, man? Just doing some video reviews. If you have one you'd like me to check out, let me know. We're going to go until 10 o'clock, guys, Pacific time. So about another 25 minutes tops. And then I'm going to have to wrap it up. But okay, here we go. Let's pick it up.
All of these candies. And Mustafa's going to go first, then me, and then we're going to go back and forth. I'm going to set these candies up, and then Mustafa's going to tell you about the editor that has been publishing, that published a lot.
Great use of sound effect there.
So guys, as you guys know, wondering who edits our videos, we don't edit our videos. One of my friends does it. He edits our videos. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him, show him some love and support.
It's something like Sam022. It'll be in the description of the video, and he should put it on right now. Alright, so we're gonna start the challenge. So Mustafa, go to that corner. I'm gonna look for which ones I'm gonna do. Close your eyes, Mustafa.
See, the subtle humor in what you're doing really works for you guys. And I really appreciate things like what we just saw. You're going to go to the corner, bad boy. That's great. Fantastic.
Okay, Mustafa, close your eyes. I'm going to bring you here. And close your eyes. Okay. No looking, okay?
Yeah.
I got you, bro. Tell me if you need another one. Alright, open your mouth wide. What does it feel like? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's good.
Texture's nice?
Yeah.
What do you rate out of 10?
Like 3.
Yeah. Alright.
I didn't like it that much. So your editing skills, I think, are fantastic. You know how to edit. I'd be curious to know how you learned so much about editing, because you do some things that are really cool and unique, and that's working for you. I just, you know, can't stress enough to continue to keep track of the conditions for your shooting, and you know, maybe a little better lighting, guys. I know that sometimes we're limited in what we're working with, but can you see, for instance, right here, we've got this light on up here, and it's completely creating a silhouette on you guys. So what you need is you need something in front of you lighting your faces, okay? It's okay to have that light on if you've got a key light hitting your face, like I have right now on my face. You got to make sure that you do that. Otherwise, you get this silhouette look. Also, and it's something I actually made a video about, you know, and you might look into like a ring light or something. They're like $20, $30 tops. You can get them on Amazon, And that's what I'm using right now. The only light I have on me right now is a ring light that I got on Amazon for, I think it was $20. And it's dimmable. It's got the orange, it's got the blue light, you know, it's a USB. It plugs right into your computer or whatever you can do. Also, I was about to mention it. I did a video about backgrounds. You know, this is no good. I mean, this is no good. I'd rather see you in front of a plain wall with nothing on it than to see this stuff, guys. So keep in mind what's behind you when you're doing your videos, as well as the light that's in front of you. Okay? It just makes it look a little cleaner and a little more, professional, if you will. Let's go ahead and go to the end here and see how this wraps up. And then we're going to get to another video because we have a request from Jelly Duck, I think. Sorry, I keep bumping my mic with my headset.
What's the name? I do it coffee, you know? Yeah.
Now see, the light's turning colors. Do you have some type of a
Yeah, you're right.
colored light somewhere?
Yeah, I had it yesterday. It's because it was the cheapest thing. We're gonna end it now because it's kind of a long video. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, everything. Do everything, okay? Share to everyone. We want to get this viral video. We'll see you guys next week. This is Mustafa. Yeah. This is Sajjad. And this is Hazara Bros. We are out. Peace.
Well, you guys are a lot of fun. Make sure you have something in these, by the way. If you're going to put that in screen up, you should have your channel avatar there with the clickable subscribe. You should have a couple of your other videos there. That's the whole purpose of an in screen, but I don't want to get into all that. Yeah, so work on your audio and work on your lighting and your background. Okay, guys, those are my 3 things for you. Keep your personalities going that you're doing the way you play off one another. Keep your editing going the way you're doing that with the well-timed sound effects and the text. Don't overdo that stuff. I think sometimes channels get really carried away with some of that stuff. You know, I think if it's a well-timed sound effect, then it can really be effective. You're very welcome. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's flickering. Yeah, that's what was happening. I think it wasn't so much that you have a colored light. It just the brightness was changing. Okay. And guys, when you do that, by the way, when you do that, the next time I do one of these and you have a video putting to use some of the tips I just gave you, I'll watch it, okay? And we'll compare. But keep it up. You guys just cleared 200 subscribers. You've got videos like this one that have over 600 views. So clearly your content is resonating with people. So you're doing, you've got 75 comments on there. So you're doing a lot of things right. So keep that going, you guys. Yeah, I watched this. It reminds me of Stranger Things at the beginning, doesn't it? Such a unique channel, what he does here. Yeah, I can't wait for the new season, Jelly Duck. My whole family is into Stranger Things. I like this, man. Pickler, I could see you mowing down some people in Fortnite to this music. You too, Vault Girl. Maybe killing some zombies. Vault Girl asking you, Jelly Duck, if you do commissions. Like how you work in that little car video in the background. Jelly Duck saying this is free to use. But, you know, he has ways to support his channel too, guys. So if you want to use some of Jelly Duck's stuff, maybe consider helping him out. Wongo's digging it. Yeah, Wongo, he's got some really cool stuff. We looked at one last time. So there you go, Jelly Duck. Very unique, very original, and you can see his channel here, you guys. He does all kinds of stuff. He lives in Kuwait. He's a great supporter. Again, I mean, he actually became a Patreon of mine, and I mean, it's just super cool. So you can see he does some collab videos. So again, a channel of almost 3.3 thousand subscribers. You know, so he's doing it big time. So go check him out. And yeah, I mean, maybe you guys could connect on utilizing some of his music. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Again, if you haven't already clicked that like button, please do. And subscribe if you haven't. I think all of you have. Spread the word. If you guys, you know, if I'm offering something of value here, if you guys can share out my information to people you think might be interested in it, please do so. I'm trying to grow and do the best that I can, just like we all are. And I will see you guys again. Look for a new rant to be posted sometime within the next week or so. But if you want to see it exclusively right now, you can head over to Patreon. Jelly Duck can tell you it's a lot of fun there. And I would appreciate that.